The Rising Tide. Αν σου πω ότι ο Ντόναλντ είναι τόσο δυνατός όσο δεν θα με πιστέψεις. Kingdom Hearts είναι. Δεν θα τα πιστέψω τα πάντα, ναι. Ωραία. Quest destinations for the Rising Tide indicated with this. After accepting the quest, κάνει το ψήφισμα να display to-do list. Ωραία. If you wish to restore mercenary objectives, ok, δεν θέλουμε, το έχουμε κάνει. Οπότε πάμε. Λοιπόν, πώς βγαίνουμε από εδώ. Open world map. Ωραία. Τι λέει καλή, πώς είσαι, καλή εβδομάδα. Πώς πήγε σήμερα, δουλίτσα.
To the Vale it is then.
Για Black Mages. Σόπαρα. Εντάξει, έχω πει ότι δεν με τρελαίνει τα Kingdom Hearts.
Fancy a peek behind the veil, my lord?
I'm looking for a Layla.
You found one. So, will your friends be joining in? Or just watching?
We're not here for your services. We simply want to talk.
Έφαγα, έφτιαξα κάτι φράουλες. Ωραίες φράουλες. Και εγώ έχω.
We're here about the letter.
Oh, sorry. I suppose you'll be wanting to know who wrote it then.
Among other things.
Κόλλησες τον πας στο τέλος.
Look, I'm just.
Πόσες ώρες είναι Σούλη το DLC? Δεν ξέρω αν θα το τελειώσουμε σήμερα.
Specifically.
A location north of town on the shore of Isla Feist Bay. There you'll find a tent and the woman who can answer your questions.
And that's all.
Δεν είπε όχι.
Nothing else.
Έχουμε την Jill τώρα δίπλα, δεν μπορούμε να πούμε τίποτα.
One thing. There's more than flowers in the meadows these days. So keep that sword of yours to hand.
Λοιπόν.
Does anyone else think it's strange that this woman should prefer to keep to the outskirts of town?
Not if she realizes the value of the information she's party to.
And the danger it puts her in.
Λοιπόν, από εδώ. Πρέπει να τα θυμηθώ τα κουμπιά.
The Duke has pledged to work with the people of North.
3 ώρες με τα side quests. Οκ. Okay.
The tent is where Layla said it would be.
Inspect tent.
It's empty. Why am I not surprised?
Και έχει 5 στο σύνολο. Τι 5?
The boat. No prizes for guessing who that belongs to.
Α, 5 side quest. Okay. Αλλά δεν ξέρω αν θα τα κάνουν τα side quest, άμα είναι αδιάφορα δηλαδή.
The embers are still warm.
So you're Sid.
Είχα ξεχάσει ότι λεγόμαστε Sid εδώ πέρα.
I suppose I must be. Which means you have me at a disadvantage.
Apologies.
Σούλα.
I am Shula,
Ωπ, η Σούλα.
tributary of Mysidia, final haven of the Moats of Water.
Η Σούλα.
The moats of water.
The very tribe into which it was believed Leviathan's dominant was born. a people notable for their sapphire eyes and ivory hair.
You
Yet that
sure
would be
that?
impossible, since the tribe famously...
Vanished. Was exterminated. Despite the best efforts of both church and state, we are still very much alive. Though we've managed to keep that fact hidden from good Grieger's faithful for over a century.
Along with Leviathan's dominant.
That wave out there. What do you know of it?
Όπα.
The surge. Only that it's been there a long time.
Πώς δεν παίζει πιο δυνατό είναι από το Ultima.
Since
Τόσο
the fall
πολύ.
of Drake's Eye almost a century ago. Some claim the two are connected, but none can speak with any certainty.
So in other words, you know nothing. Not that I'll hold it against you. The wave was raised by Leviathan in an act of rage. Moments before the waters were stayed, and the icon and its dominant bound within.
And you want us to?
Rescue him. Yes.
You do
See,
nothing.
A little bird told me about a certain outlaw with a singular knack for putting unruly dominants in their place. And ours is about as unruly as they get. For years, we've searched for someone who could hold their own against an icon.
Δεν θυμάμαι το lip sync να είναι τόσο κακό, ρε φίλε.
So what do you say? Will you help us?
What exactly did your dominant do to warrant this punishment?
What did he do? He committed the greatest crime one of his kind can. He was born.
Είναι λες και βλέπω το 14, ας πούμε, σε action RPG.
He deserves to be free.
Εμένα όχι μεγαλάει, αλλά ναι, καταλαβαίνω.
As do we all. Very well. Far-fetched though your tale may seem, something tells me you speak in earnest. So we will do what we can for your dominant. But first, you will tell us everything you know about him and the means of his imprisonment.
I can do better than that. I can show you. Care to take a trip
Εν τω
across the
μεταξύ,
bay?
θα σας πω κάτι περίεργο που έγινε με το PlayStation.
Lead the way.
Δεν ξέρω αν με ακούσει μόνο είσαι εδώ. Είχα μέσα το CD από το Final Fantasy το 7. Το είχα ξεχάσει από τότε που έπαιζα. Και επέλεξα να ξεκινήσω το Final Fantasy το 16 για να μπω στη διαδικασία να κατεβάσω το DLC. Με το CD του 7 μέσα, το Final Fantasy το 16 ξεκίνησε κανονικά. Δεν μου ζήτησε CD. Και λέω, τι έγινε ακριβώς τώρα? Δεν ξέρω, πραγματικά δεν. Πρώτη φορά μου συμβαίνει αυτό.
Alright, you might want to hold on to something. We're coming up on the wall, and passing through can take a bit of getting used to.
I don't see any wall.
Of course you don't. That's the point. It's a glamour woven by our ancestors to keep our village hidden from prying
Το
eyes.
Phantom, καλά, εντάξει.
But don't take my word for it. Watch.
φταίει με αυτές τις άσπρες.
That was worse than a slug of Bacchus wine.
Clive, the sky.
It's blue, but how is that possible?
You do know what a glamour is,
Oh.
don't you? Ours just happens to work both ways, and a good thing too. I wouldn't fancy staring at those sickly clouds every day.
A glamour. You know what a glamour is, Kali? Ω, σκληρές. Σκληρές ατάκες ο Σούλης.
And that
Τι γίνεται εδώ, ρε
concludes
σήμερα?
our little voyage. We're here.
Γεια σου, ρε κούκλα. Μην τους διώχνεις, δεν τέλειο. Είμαστε που είμαστε λίγοι, μην φεύγουν κι αυτοί.
It's a long slog to the village, and a hard one. I hope you're up for a climb.
Όχι, δεν νομίζω. Και δεν νομίζω ότι τελειώσω και σήμερα, στον αλήθεια. Δύσκολο μου φαίνεται. Κάτι εγώ είχα διαβάσει ότι είναι κοντά στις 5 ώρες.
Finally.
What? You didn't think we'd arrived, did you? The village isn't up here. It's on the other side of the mountain.
Of course it is.
Homecoming. Πάμε να θυμηθούμε για τα κουμπιά.
Watch yourself, Sid. This path can be treacherous. If not for the sheer drop, then for the beasts who prowl it.
Thank you for the warning. And please,
Όμορφο όμως.
call me Clive. Sid's is an alias.
You will be pleased to learn, Lady Shula, that I have no such aliases.
Is that so, Lord Margrace?
It's all the same to me.
Είναι αυτό. Ωραία, λοιπόν, πάμε να βρούμε τη μεγάλη.
Let's pick up our scent.
Stand back. We'll handle this.
Oh, will you now? Shall I keep my axe and
Καλά θα
spells?
πάω, ούτε και αν θυμάμαι πώς παίζει. Πώς κάνεις target? Α, με το Έλενα. Level 100. Α!
Earlier you mentioned spells, yet I see you carry no
Οκ, οκ.
Since when did a bearer ever need crystals?
Πού είσαι ρε μπέγε?
But then, where is your brand?
Γιατί είναι 100 level αυτά?
Waiting for me in Sunbreck? If I ever get careless.
But it's in for a long wait.
Για να τους πει, πρέπει να πούμε τη λύση, ποια μπορεί. Άντε σου, Vince.
Almost at the summit. There you'll have a better view of our...
Πού είσαι, Vince? Καλώς το να, καλή εβδομάδα. Τι λέει, μπήκε στο... Μπήκε στο dungeon.
If few have ever set eyes on what I'm about to show you. Just so you know.
This is not what I expected.
Welcome, my friends, to Mysidia.
Mysidia Northern Storm.
It's been a long time since I saw the North looking so
Alive. How
I'm
is...
sure you have plenty of questions, but it's been a long journey, and I expect we could all do with a rest. Our humble village is only a short way from here. If you'd care to accompany me. Let's get
κάτω, πάμε.
ourselves in front of a fire, and I'll tell you everything you need to know.
Όχι, πια 30. Σε 60 ήμασταν.
It's beautiful, Shula.
And we aim to keep it that way.
Πού ζεις άπειρο Κωνσταντια, καλησπέρα. Αυτά εδώ δεν τα σκοτώνεις. Δεν έχει σημασία, 60 ευφυές είναι.
Are those stones glowing?
Το τελείωσε χθες, πώς
It's one
φάνηκε.
of the cairns which maintain the glamour. Steer well clear.
Συγγνώμη, τα πάω φαβία. Θα θυμηθώ, ρε μαλάκα, να το έχω τέτοιο. 60 δεν είναι αυτό. Τι είχα αλλάξει. Όχι, frame rate έχω. Αυτό δεν ξέρω γιατί είναι ανοιχτό. Να γεμίσουμε λίγο το Zandi Chicken. Ναι, μπαίνει στο καλό
The
τώρα.
surge was an act of
Τελείωσε το ARR και
One
μπαίνει
wonders
σε
what
Heaven's
prompted
Ward.
it.
Όμορφο όμως. Πόσο 84 είμαι σε Senji είμαι που το έχω παίξει στο hard και ανεβάζει το level cap. Και με κάθε DLC ανέβαζε ακόμα το level cap. Εντάξει, δεν είναι τόσο δύσκολο. Δηλαδή από τότε που είχα παίξει δεν θυμάμαι να με δυσκολεύει κάτι. Πώς πληρώνεις τη Sonic Event Level, έτσι. Μη λες Zandi Chicken, αφού έτσι λέγεται.
In clear view of the bay.
Εδώ πέρα στα Λαμάνδρα εγώ είμαι ο Όντιν, εγώ είμαι ο Μπαχάμουτ, εγώ είμαι ο Ifrit, εγώ είμαι ο Phoenix, εγώ είμαι η Σίβα, ό,τι θέση είμαι σε αυτό το game. Θα το παίξω, ναι, την Παρασκευή.
On evening tides,
Does morning's
Θα το παίξουμε το
light
Stellar Blade την
return?
Παρασκευή, θα το ξεκινήσουμε.
open the gates! The tributary is home!
Πολύ καλό μέρος για DLC. Εντάξει, καλό είναι. Εντάξει. Θέλω να δοκιμάσω και αυτό το Kairos Gate λίγο. Που είναι, λένε, challenge αρκετά. Cyberghost,
Outsiders?
πόσο σου πήρε να το τερματίσεις?
Look at the size of that dog. All right now, back to your duties. You'll have to forgive my people their curiosity.
Πόσο σου πήρε για να
We don't
τερματίσεις το
get many
DLC?
visitors. Or any, truth be told.
Then we are honored to be the first.
This is quite extraordinary. Like stepping into another world.
So do you believe me now?
You've made it difficult not to, my lady. But how did your people chance to settle here in the north? Unless I am much mistaken, the moats of water long called the coasts of southern Ash their home. Until Drake's Horn fell and the Blight forced them
Κάνα
never in,
τριώρο.
where
Έκανες και τα side quests μέσα σε
We met
αυτά.
our doom, along with our dominant. I see you've read the Gregorian Church's account, but perhaps you'd like to hear ours. That building over there is the Witten Hall. It's where my people gather to discuss matters of import. We can speak more inside, once the place is ready to receive you. It shouldn't take long, but you're welcome to explore the village while I see to things.
Έχω αφήσει 4 τελευταία που σου βγάζει μετά. Οκ, οκ.
We'll do just that.
Άρα, ό,τι σου έβγαλε μέχρι το τελευταίο main quest, ας πούμε, το έκανες. Οκ.
That'll be them then.
Στο μεταξύ, τώρα που έχω καιρό να το πιάσω, με ζαλίζει, ας πούμε, λίγο η κάμερα, δεν ξέρω γιατί. Είναι αυτό το κλιπ που κάνει ξανά πάνω στο Clive.
Do you think he bites?
Να μας πει την ιστορία του Λεβιάθαν.
So what do you think of our little haven in the woods? It might not have all the comforts of a southern settlement, but at least it's ours.
And there's a lot to be said for that. It can't have been easy keeping this place a secret.
Πού είσαι ρε Άρτζι?
Not easy, no. We've dedicated our lives to maintaining the glamour that conceals us.
Καλή δουλίτσα.
Us and Walyes.
This man, Walius, is he Leviathan's dominant?
That's right. Though he's no man, Walyes is still a baby.
Walyas.
A baby.
Το έμπλουζα. Thank you, Άρτζι.
Forgive me,
Thank
but you said
Τα
that the
φιλιά μου.
dominant and his icon were bound inside the surge almost a century ago. That would surely make him older still.
It would, if he'd been allowed to age. But the spell robbed the poor bairn of even that.
I'm sorry.
Walyes was the son of my great-grandfather. Leviathan awoke within him almost immediately. But instead of allowing the lad to live out his life as a valued member of the community, my ancestors sought to put his power to other uses. Sadly for them, the icons sensed their treachery and summoned a wave so large it would have swallowed the entire
Αν θυμάμαι
village.
καλά, σε αυτό το game λειτουργούσε ότι κάποιος έχει μέσα το Summon.
Then it is not the
Οπότε είναι
surge that
κάποιος
binds the
άνθρωπος
child.
που έχει το Λεβιάθαν
Time
λογικά.
itself.
Yes.
Forgive me. I'm still not sure I understand.
I'm not surprised. It isn't the easiest thing to explain. Which is why it might be better if I took you to see him. Show you exactly what he has to endure.
That is why we came.
Then let us be off. There's a road that leads north from the village. It'll take us right into the surge.
Into the search. Cyberghost, άμα πάμε καλά έτσι δεν ήτανε?
Are you bound for the wave, tributary?
We are Delina. Have you spread the word about our guests?
I have. Everyone knows to treat them as family.
Το game εδώ πέρα ήταν ότι κάθε ένας είχε ένα summon,
You
έτσι.
shouldn't have any trouble
Άρα ο
now.
Λεβιάδαν
But just in
θεωρητικά
case,
είναι μέσα σε
I would
κάποιον
have you
άνθρωπο.
accept this symbol of our people.
Still you accept the ceaseless real. Οκ, καλά
That's
θα
very
είναι.
kind. I look forward to meeting the family.
The feeling's mutual.
Should the tributary be indisposed, feel free to ask me any questions you might have regarding the village, and I'll do my best to answer.
Thank you. We will.
Then I bid you good tide.
Σε αυτό το game, δύο πράγματα θα διόρθωνα από όλες αυτές τις ώρες που έπαιξα, έτσι. Είχε πάρα πολλές cutscenes που κάποια ήταν και αδιάφορα, ας πούμε, χωρίς λόγο. Και το πόσο συχνά σε τραβούσε, ας πούμε, με το ζόρι σε αυτούς τους διάλογους.
You are Sid, aren't you? I wonder if you could help me.
With what exactly?
Oh, nothing too troublesome. Do you know my husband, Pavat? He's the village smith, among other things. Anyway, his name...
Και εννοείται ότι το θέμα του performance είναι ένα θεματάκι. Αν προ θείος της είναι μωρό και μεγαλώσει και γνωρίσει την κόρη της εγγονής της Σούλας, θα είναι ακόμα μομιξία. Αν προ θείος της είναι μωρό, ο θείος προ θείος μωρό και μεγαλώσει και γνωρίσει την κόρη της εγγονής της Σούλα. Όχι.
Fine. Which flowers does your husband need?
The sweet little blue ones
Γεια
that
σου,
grow
ναι,
around
με.
the fount. Elder's blessings, they're
Τι
called.
κάνεις, μου σε πώς πήγε το stream.
We use them to dye our fabrics so we always feel close to water like they are. You don't need to go to the trouble of picking them yourself, though. Just speak to the field hands and ask them to share their
Δεν
harvest
είναι
with
εδώ
you.
ακόμα.
2 basketfuls should be enough for my
Α,
husband to be getting
δεν
on
πειράζει,
with.
θα λειτουργήσει όπως πρέπει στην ώρα του.
2 basketfuls
Α,
a day.
καταλαβαίνεις καλή, γιατί σου λέω το θέλω το νότι. Καλησπέρα, πώς πήγε το stream, ναι. Λοιπόν, κάτσε να τα πάρουμε το quest. Ολοταχώς για partner, ναι με. Βλέπω εκεί πέρα. Δεν προλαβαίνουμε τον κόσμο. Παίρνουμε σειρά για να μπούμε στο chat πλέον.
Ah, welcome to Haven, friend.
Thank you. Forgive my presumptuousness, but the smith's
Presumptuous.
wife has asked me to make her husband a present of some elder's blessings.
Το armor, ναι, το άλλαξα εγώ. Είναι,
To be precise.
αν θυμάμαι καλά,
I have one, if that's any help.
μετά από μετά το Omega,
It is.
το αλλάζεις από τα τέτοια. Είναι alternate skins.
They really
Όπως
are
και
beautiful.
στους άλλους έχω αλλάξει.
Aren't they just?
Και στη Jill και στο Torgal.
Oh, that's not the only. Legend has it that when our people fled from Ash, the tributary of the time took some seeds with them, and as they wandered high and low across the Twins, he'd plant them wherever they stopped for water. Every elder since has done the same. So when we finally put down roots here in Mysidia, the flowers did too.
Οκ, πάμε next. Ελαγκαριομάχος. Έλα.
Excuse. Pavart's wife tasked me with collecting some.
Έλα, θέλω το τέτοιο. Το λουλούδι. Spoilers, τι spoilers, λουλούδια μαζεύω.
Ah, don't worry. An old fool, Pavat, mate.
Spoilers, λέει.
Well, that's 2 basketfuls.
After completing the main objective of some quests, you may be given the option to quick travel to the quest final destination. Thank God! If you see a prompt in the lower right hand corner, the screen hold to immediately travel.
Time to visit Pavat.
Έλα.
what are you...
Your wife asked me to bring...
Είπες για τα skins μετά από το Omega, και σιγά το spoil. Για ποιο λόγο είναι spoiler αυτό?
Come out.
Who? I'm sorry. It's just my husband can be a bit standoffish at times, and I thought this might be a good way for the two of you to get acquainted. What with you being a swordsman-like and him being the only smith in the
Κάτσε, την αρχή να
village.
υπάρχει το
It'd be a
skin.
shame if you couldn't turn to him for
Νομίζω
help.
δεν χρειάζεται το DLC για να το
The only
παίξεις.
reason he couldn't turn to me for help is
Η
because I had my
free
hands
update
full with
ήταν.
all the orders you lot dumped on me. I'm pretty much done with them now, though. But, still.
All right.
Αλλά
Alright.
χωρίς λόγο αυτό τα
Aye,
missions.
use it.
Was Mo...
Μεγαλώσουμε τη διάρκεια του game.
That's right. The ceaseless rill, it's called. Symbolizes the river of our tribe.
Αυτό μετά, ναι,
The
εννοείται.
strength of Leviathan running through it. And no matter... I shall get...
Oh, well.
Μπράβο. Δύσκολο quest. Ωραία experience, πάμε. Titanic Block. Enhances Titanic Block. Μάλιστα. Είχα ξεχάσει ότι έχω και τέτοια abilities. Even Foundry now available. Οκ. Έλα ο SSD.
Oh, sorry. I was leagues away. If you're after something from the storehouse, it's actually my wife you'll want to talk to.
Αν αποδίδω
She
πώς δεν είναι
will have
και
to charge you for the goods, though.
τι κοροϊδεύω, εγώ
Not that we'll
κοροϊδεύω.
fleece you or anything.
Μπλέκει μπορείς να
It's just
σπολάρεις την στιγμή, σπολάρει τα πάντα. Μα λέει δεν έχω πει
needs
τίποτα.
must.
I understand.
Saying that?
Ah,
She's got the heavens only. If you could.
Έρχομαι, ναι.
of course.
Oh,
All right.
Ναι, ναι, ναι. Κάνω λίγο cosplay people στα side quest. Για να μην φάτε και τα spoiler. Ναι, με μην έρχεσαι κανείς cosplay εμένα εδώ πέρα, μόνο εγώ σημειώνω.
Excuse me. You haven't seen the storekeeper's...
Stonekeeper's Daughter. Κάλλη, γίνεται ακριβώς για σένα αυτό το πράγμα. Για να μην φας τα spoilers.
This must be the path.
Όταν Κάλλη έχεις νέα, θα μου στέλνεις στο Discord εκεί, τα βλέπω κατευθείαν. Αυτή εδώ είναι. Εντάξει, όλοι έχουν τα ίδια μαλλιά, τι γίνεται. Δεν θες να τις μιλήσεις, Curious Child. Όλοι είναι μπλε μάτια
I've been looking
και
everywhere.
κατάξανθοι.
Can
Γεια
you
σου
look-
Πάνο, καλησπέρα.
And-
Το ότι κάθομαι και διαβάζω όλους τους διαλόγους στο 14 πως ακούγεται ρεματών. Καλά κάνεις. Τι εννοείς, και εγώ, ότι εμείς τους διαβάζαμε.
Thank you for bringing her home. And sorry for the trouble.
Oh, no. It was a pleasure.
Daddy,
Ναι, ρε πλάκα κάνεις. Το lore του 14 είναι πάρα πολύ
Few
ωραίο.
of us might make the occasional trip to shore for supplies, but for the most part, we make do with what we've got, including what the old Northerners left us.
Yes.
Well, that's one thing we don't have to worry about. Oh, it's everything it meant. So please, do make good use of our stores.
Σιγά το lore, καλά, μπέκε. Κάτσε εκεί στο Taken που παίζεις και ας το lore για άλλους. Haven stores now available. Ειδικά εκεί που μου έλεγε πάνε φέρε να βάζω mail και ξανά πίσω. Γιατί ωραίο το mail. Εντάξει, μιλάμε για το main σενάριο, μωρέ.
Thanks for bringing me daughter back. I don't grudge you looking for adventure. Anyway, when you've
Τι προφορά είναι
decided
αυτό?
what you want, just let me know.
Ω, καλό είναι αυτό.
here you are.
Α, μου δίνει καλύτερα. Okay.
May it serve you well.
Φέρω και το ορκέστηνο ρόλο εδώ.
If you're sure you need it. Very well.
Λες και αυτός να έχει τίποτα καλύτερο.
Reckon my steel's just as good as any.
Όχι. Πάμε από πού πάμε τώρα. Make for the search. Δεν έχω άλλο site από εδώ, Μπέκη, έχεις παίξει το Final Fantasy το 14.
There's a pair of ships just up ahead.
Ships? But are we not still leagues from the shore?
Τι εννοείς μέχρι το πότε, δηλαδή έφτασες μέχρι 50 level?
The quickest route to the surge is due east, past the second galley.
Shula.
Το Fitral δεν είναι μέχρι εκεί, οπότε προχωράμε.
What do you
Δεν μου
imagine
απάντησες,
happens
δεν
when an
πήγαινε
Icon
μέχρι εκεί.
Porter gets angry?
Really, brother, did you have to ask?
Ω, τον Μπέρι.
Tonberries. Foul creatures consumed by their hatred for everyone and everything.
Everything, save sharp knives.
Ελπίζω να μην έχουν την ίδια λειτουργία. Κι άλλο συγγνώμη. Φαντάζε. Τι είναι αυτά? Κάντε πως δεν με είδατε, κάντε πως δεν με είδατε. Δεν ξέρουν από εδώ όταν να βαράς, να μην κουνιέται το live και απλά να πλησιάζουν, να πατάς φλί και να μην φεύγουν. Δεν πειράζει. Ένιωσα λίγο πόνο μετά τον Μπέρι στο remake του 7.
How will we reach the surge?
We'll follow the coastline north. There's a bridge that'll take us across to the cape.
Πάλεψα, Ζούλη, δεν βλέπεις. Δεν το βλέπεις στο stream.
Might I inquire about the ray of light?
It's what prevents the surge from being reclaimed by the sea. And Dwalius by his people.
Εν τω μεταξύ δεν μ' αφήνει εδώ να καλέσει το τσοκόμπο. Δεν μου δείχνει. Έπληξη.
You said before that the child is bound within the surge. But you've yet to tell us how we're meant to reach him. I trust we won't have to hold our breath.
No. The surge wraps around the cape without engulfing it. If we continue to its tip, there is a path down to the seabed. And the wave's origin.
Okay.
All right. It won't be the first dominant we've met at the bottom of the ocean.
Εντάξει τώρα, δεν ξέρω, γενικά το 16 άλλαξε ψηλοαρκετούτσικα πράγματα όσον αφορά τα mobs. Δεν είναι έτσι όπως τα ξέρεις από το Final Fantasy, ας πούμε, τα προηγούμενα. Το 7 κρατήθηκε πιο παραδοσιακό σε αυτά. Κάτσε, αυτά είναι όντως κύματα. Απλά είναι σε φάση παγωμένα.
It's not much further now.
Α, σε περικοστάλια βλέπεις τα skin που έχουν οι άλλοι. Και η Jill και ο Torgal πίσω διαφορετικά έχουν.
Only me. Once every new moon without fail. It is my duty
Tsunami είναι
both
κοινό.
as village elder and Walius's descendant.
But surely no one blames you for what happened. Why should you bear the responsibility alone?
You misunderstand. I do it because I want to. To show him that he isn't alone, and that there are still some of us who would see an end to his suffering. Suffering you will soon witness with your own eyes.
Καλή. Κάθε χρόνο βγάζουν FF καινούριο.
The forest grows quickly here. Left unattended, the path would be reclaimed in a matter of moons.
Είναι έπαιζε λες και είναι παγωμένο στο χρόνο.
Does the light point the way to the child?
It does indeed.
Ενώ βγάζουν, ας πούμε, Final Fantasy 17, ας πούμε, του χρόνου, του παραχρόνου.
Look at all the droplets of water suspended in midair.
Where they have remained untouched by time for 80 summers.
It's not right.
No, it's not.
There. Up ahead.
Δεν πάει έτσι, όχι. Άρα θα βγάλω σε κανένα 2 χρόνια το επόμενο. Α, είναι ολόκληρος κρατήρας από κάτω. Και αυτό εκεί τι είναι?
Down in the center. Follow me.
Κάθε χρόνο remake, σταμάτα. Όπα, α, τόσο μικρό. Λολ.
He's still primed.
I'll never forget my first priming. The fear. And I was old enough to understand what was happening. One can only imagine how this poor child felt.
He is the victim of an unforgivable sin. Committed by people who saw him as nothing but a means to an end. He must be so frightened.
Then I'll ease his burden.
You don't mean?
I'm not going to hurt him. Contrary to the tales, I don't go around killing dominants for no reason. What if I told you there was a way to remove Wallis's icon?
I tell you, you were a madman.
It's hard to believe, I know. But it can be done. Though, it isn't without its risks. Part of the icon remains no matter what.
So, it might still come to violence.
I don't know. It depends on the dominant. I've seen
Θα μας
things
δώσει τις
that
δυνάμεις
well,
του Λεπιάδαν.
and I've seen things spiral out of control. But I do know one thing. If we turn our backs on this child,